Day off on the right note. It might have been no big deal to 24-year-old Jodi Ashcroft, but she is indeed, no doubt, a hero, a heroine. She calmly and bravely saved a man's life after he drove off an icy road into a river. Remember last Monday night when it was so icy and it was so difficult to drive? Well, it happened at 5:30 in the evening. Jodi didn't even think twice about the freezing temperatures. She just dove in to the water and saved the life of a 51-year-old gentleman named Edward Costa. And it's, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Air Florida crash in Washington, where that man was so heroic and dove in and saved that young woman's life. What happened?
First of all, good morning.
Yeah,
welcome.
That's right. That's the first thing we should say. We've really already said it, but it's amazing. What happened?
Well, I saw his car drive off the road, and I turned around to look, and I saw him go off the embankment into the water. So I turned my car around, and I took my coat off and my shoes, and at that time, another man stopped, and he told me to call for help. I said, there's no time. And I asked him if he could swim. He said, oh, yeah. I said, well, I'm a lifeguard, I'll go in. So he told me he would go look for a rope while I was swimming toward the car. I swam toward the car.
How far, Jodi? How far do you have to swim?
A couple of car lengths.
Yeah.
Probably weren't even thinking about length.
No, I didn't.
Freezing water?
I didn't feel the water, the temperature, no.
Oh. Where was this?
On Branch Street in Cumberland.
And was this a pond or
It's the Blackstone River.
So it's deep.
Well, there are places where it is deep.
Was his car submerged at this point?
It was water. It was up to the window.
Were you able to talk to him during this time?
No, he was. I think he was dazed at the time. He didn't know where he was.
Was he injured ultimately too?
No, he was okay. He went to work the next day.
No, wait a minute. So you swim to the car. Now what happens? You have to get the door open?
Well, at first I tried to see if the door was it was locked. It was locked, so I tried banging on the window to get his attention to unlock the door. Then the people on the beach started, the side of the water tried to tell me to break the window, and I said no, that would just get him more upset. So they threw me a rope, I tied it around my waist, and I swam back to the car. I finally got his attention. He rolled down the window, he asked me where he was. So I said, well, you're in your car and we're in the water. Please climb out. So he proceeded to climb out, face first. I said, no, this isn't gonna work. Please turn around and sit on the windowsill, and I'll pull you out. So I pulled him out by his waist, and they pulled us in by the rope, and when we were able to walk, he walked up to the people that had blankets, and I walked up to the people who had blankets.
Amazing. Was he taken to the hospital? Were you?
No, but there was a nurse there, Mrs. Cordero, I think, who gave me her coat. And if it wasn't for her, I probably would have had hypothermia or something like that, because she was the one who, because I went to my car and I sat in the car, and she said, well, take your clothes off, so you don't catch pneumonia or you don't catch hypothermia. She gave me her coat, and she was standing there in just a sweater. And the man that threw me the rope, he was still I guess he had the blankets for the other man.
So in a way it was a multiple act of heroism, but if you hadn't thought that fast and jumped in the water, the man really could have drowned, right?
Well, they said that it didn't take very much longer after we got him out that the car sank.
Did you get to know each other after this?
I've talked to his daughter, and she thanked me, and he's tried to call me several times, but I work during the day, and he works during the day, so we haven't talked to each other personally yet.
I would just like to ask, was there ever a moment where you thought, or did you just act? Did you deliberate, or just do it?
I didn't think.
You just did it.
I just took my shoes off and my coat and...
Do you think most people would do that?
Yes, I would hope so.
So would I. Boy, are you an inspiration? What a terrific lady.
Terrific.
I hope someone honors you for that. We read about a lot of things that are not terrific in the newspapers, but you are one inspiration.
But we read people turning away out of their fear, out of their fright, out of maybe I shouldn't intervene. Many people might have just driven off when seeing someone, but we do it all the time. So congratulations to you, Jodi.
Yeah, I will come back to you in your life, kiddo.
We're
Good
proud
luck.
of you.
What Jodi Ashcroft, remember that name, all right?
From Somerset, blessings will come to her.
I'm sure Edward Costa will remember the name.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thanks.